What is up, traders? Hope everybody's doing well. This is going to be the weekly forecast for NQ. Starting off on the weekly chart, we can definitely see that we are in a kind of a range, not going anywhere, being trapped in this range, currently consolidating around this weekly fair value gap that we can see here, breaking through it, inversing it, re-respecting it, breaking through it again. Just price is really not going anywhere. That's kind of what we're getting on the weekly chart. If you drop down to the daily chart, we can see that we are kind of held in this range from, honestly, this low, this high, and then we've just been in this range. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 relatively equal lows, not swept. In terms of the buy side, we have 1, 2, and then you have this high that was just swept on Friday of last week. So there is some buy side that was swept, and then we had this crazy rejection lower. So because of this crazy rejection lower after this buy side sweep, and obviously we filled this in this new day or new week opening gap, from the previous week, not last week, the week before. So after this rejection, I want to see how price, if it wants to come down, preferably into the sell side. I'm going to drop down to the 4-hour and see that more clearly. So on the 4-hour chart, we can see how we swept out this buy side right here, right? Just tapped into it, barely. Tapped into this fair value gap over here, and then rejected off heavily, sweeping out this buy side and inversing this 4-hour fair value gap right here, right? So coming into next week, I want to see how price reacts. If it wants to maybe come back, this is a daily inverse fair value gap. So if price wants to come back and tap into this and then maybe continue lower, I want to see how price reacts when it sweeps this sell side, potentially this sell side, and then ultimately I do still think that we're going to sweep out these sell sides before we make all-time highs all the way up here. So I do still want to see price come down, sweep out this sell side this week, depending on how price reacts, potentially target this low, and then ultimately all these lows right here. We have, as I said, 1, 2, 3, 4 relatively equal lows with a lot of sell side resting below that we haven't tapped into at all. So yeah, that's it for this week. I want to see price, if it wants to come back up, inverse this gap. The new week opens in about 10 minutes, so we don't know how the new week opening gap is going to look like. Are we going to gap lower, insane like these past 2 weeks, or are we gonna have a relatively, not too big of a new week opening gap? So we're gonna see how that is. Like last week, for example, I wanted to see these sell sides liquidity swept, and we gapped completely lower than them, and we swept them out immediately, like with the gap. So that target was met immediately, right? So let's see what happens this week. I want to see how price reacts under this low, right? So if we hold price, potentially see price come out to the sell side, and ultimately these lows right here. So that's going to be it for this week's forecast. Hope you guys found this insightful. If you want more daily, weekly analysis, post-session, pre-session, just like this, feel free to follow us on Discord. Link is in the description. Also, follow me on X. Link is in the description. Also, feel free to sign up to our website, SchofieldTrading.com. If you want to book a free discovery call, see where you're at. If you qualify for our mentorship, right? That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, stay safe and happy trading.